Right. Hey everyone, I'm Klloo. So, stayed up / gone up to watch the keynote included. I'm the type of person that can't really go back to bed once I'm up, so I thought, why don't we try to just quickly go over everything? And there is a lot to go over, so it may not be as quick as I'd like, but I'll still do another video doing a bit more of a deeper dive in some of the information, because there is, again, a lot to really digest here. But nonetheless, let's jump into the summary. So I am actually going to start sort of out of order, right? Because I think the first big important one to just highlight is the symbol. It is just tapping. Now I kind of wish that they came up with a different terminology for it, right? To make it its own thing. But obviously for clarity's sake, tapping has been heavily established within TCG. So yeah, it's just tapping. It's just there to sort of represent once per turn. So yeah. Now, with that out of the way, we can dive into everything else, right? So we'll start with the World Tour Singapore promos. Now, personally, don't do anything for me. I like Fab for its dark fantasy. This is obviously not dark fantasy. So yeah, Syndra, Victor, and Kasai in their swimsuit variants, right? If that's your jam, that's your jam. Interestingly, Syndra promo Hunted Seal deck. Then we have Victor Heavy Hitters Seal deck and Kasai High Seas Seal deck, right? So curious, right? Pick them up, enjoy them, do what you want with them. All right, Armory deck Max Nitro. All this basically is a confirmation of what was revealed earlier, right? So the 8 cards that were spoiled, but who's to say if there's not, anything else lurking in the Armory deck? We'll have to wait and see till it's actually released and that video goes back up. Then the Armory deck following Gravy Bones is going to be Ira. Now, it's not CC/Blitz compatible in the same sense as Gravy Bones. Obviously, for all the decks, you can basically just run through them, take out 20 cards, most likely just the third copy of most cards, and make them Blitz compatible, right? But the curiosity there for me personally is I would like to just see the model continued, right? All Armory decks be CC/Blitz, have that distinction to, again, make it easy, make it the entry product. It really should be, but alright, nonetheless, so this will be the easiest way now to pick up your hero if you do want to play with adult Ira, right? Then we have Armory deck Legends as our third variance of Armory decks. These will be Gen exclusive, which is a bit of a bummer because I do like collecting the Armory decks, and these are going to sell out, highly sought after and cool nonetheless, right? So Viscerai and OG Prism, they both do feature a new headpiece at the very least. Do I have it? You know what? Yes, perfect. I still have the Keynote up. They should be before everything else. Yeah, beautiful. There we are. Another. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Helm of the Arknight, so Temper 2, interesting by itself, just solid damage prevention, right? Well, block, right? Halo of Luminar's Light, this is definitely the more interesting card because you definitely do disgusting things with it in the right matchup. When it's destroyed, you may put a yellow aura from your banish zone into the arena. So that, as a fetch, is just disgusting for some of the yellow auras that you do want sticking around, right? Spell Void 2, so it has to be destroyed by Arcane or by your opponent doing something. So, still cool nonetheless. You could also, I guess, potentially take cash out, grab the silver, just to proc a free aura, right? I mean, that in my head is not so bad, just a one-for-one trade, right? I don't know if you'd want it over other pieces, right? Just the normal Halo or anything else as Illusionist, but it's still functionally really cool. Now, the Gem Pack 3. So these are tournament legal September 26th, and you will find them in Gem Pack 3. Why that is important is this gives us 2 indications. A, the color scheme, and B, the date of our set 17. So yeah, September is what I'm expecting for set 17. I don't personally think these are just to go along with the Mastery Pack Guardian, right? I don't think that's going to see the same support as obviously a set season. So yeah, given the color scheme, I'm saying it's not Savage Lands as set 17, right? The Gem Pack 1 had the same color theme as the Hunted, and I would assume that's what we're getting for Gem Pack 2 with High Seas. So this does not scream Savage Lands to me. Unfortunately, right? Okay. After that, we have our Mastery Pack Guardian. Now, big bummer for me is it's just Velda, right? Velda's the main hero in it, meaning that all the crack shuffle play is basically mirror matches of who found the better cards, and that is not fun. In my opinion, at least, right? In 1 or 2 rounds, sure, but it will get stale fairly quickly to me. Now, curiously, there's heroes that really could have fit into it just for the sake of crack shuffle play, but oh well, right? Basically, it's a whole bunch of Crush and Seismic Surge support, and in it comes nice, beautiful marbles. Now, We will go over the cards at some point. Again, I just want to kind of keep this brief and quick, right? Mainly the high seas cards are a bit more of interest to me, but you can obviously take a look. The article's up, and you can look through all the cards. The Marvels, the Seismic Surge Aria is fantastic. So we have Volcor, Solana, and Aria. Yeah, no, this one, beautiful. Then we also have some thematic cards of old ones, so Smelting, Binding, and Disenchantment of the old ones as another Marvel set. I don't know, did they say how many Marvels overall? I believe there was a better breakdown. Again, God, I should just scroll through the keynotes, right? So, Battle to the Pulp is a promo, which is interesting because it is a very, very strong crush card with the damage can't be prevented against, say, Illusionist or anything like that, right? So, the fact that this is only a buy box promo, I believe it was, really celebration promo for the Mastery Pack or at Gen Con is a bit of a bummer, but yeah, here we are. Crack Shuffle Play, anything about the Marvels? Nope. Nope. Alright, that's fine. Okay, and then along with it, we have a joined product of our Smash Palace. So our UPF expansion that is Guardian focused. Again, they could have tied them together a little bit better, but it's basically akin to Round the Table, the Bright Lights, right? So it features 7 heroes, right? 2 revealed, well, 3 revealed technically, because I would assume, going back to the keynote, that our Bravo is also going to be in the box as well as part of our Learn to Play Welcome Deck Bravo. So kind of replacing Ira, right? So Bravo, Flattering Showman, action, pay 2, tap. Symbol has been declared as tap, right? We'll get to that. Turn a face down card in your arsenal face up. If it has Crush, it gets +2 and dominate this turn. I kind of like it more than standard Bravo, right? The +2 is a big help. So yeah, he's definitely gonna do a good job. Again, him just being in the Guardian for the sake of Crack Shuffle play would have been interesting. Same with our Groundbreaker Crix, right? God, I should use the keynote since it's a lot more legible. So we have our Fight Master Cogs, action, tap, destroy gold you control, look at the top 3 cards of the event deck, and the event deck is the new mechanic in support of UPF. It looks very, very exciting, right, aside from the art, but put them back in any order, so basically dictate what card is going to be revealed from the event deck. And then we have our Groundbreaker Crix. Your attacks get +1 while attacking a hero who controls a Seismic Surge token, and then whenever you attack a Guardian hero clash with them, the winner creates a Seismic Surge token. Again, that just seems like a fun hero to pair up against Velda, right? Same with the Bravo. That could have been the easy 3 to make Crack Shuffle play a bit more interesting. They don't need adult variants, right? Obviously, it gets a bit grey with the fact that this is now a pit fighter hero, meaning that it's only for UPF, right? But the event deck. So, the event deck features as basically a, what would you call it? Just a round thematic? Close enough, right? So the event deck is an exciting new mechanic that will spice up UPF. Start of each player's turn, they flip the top card, and then a effect resolves. So for instance, Crowned Roar's Fight. Your next attack this turn gets +1, and you may target any opposing hero rather than the adjacent. So that definitely will spice up UPF, right? And then we have a really, really crazy one like Code of Conduct, kill or be killed. Until the end of turn, you may attack any opposing hero, and when you deal lethal damage, take an extra turn after this one. Now that would obviously pull another card off the event deck, so you wouldn't just have Code of Conduct and then be able to just try and go through every single opponent currently in the UPF match. But overall, really nice. Art-wise, I find the bordering way too modern in relation to the art style. I don't like it, right? I wish it was just the normal sort of bordering that we see on Fab cards to frame it nicely, or just completely, Marvel style, I guess, right? Just put the Guardian border on it. Could have looked cooler, in my opinion, right? Or just above here. It's just the clear-cut break between the text and the art is jarring to me. Nonetheless, exciting, right? Then, high seas, so the bulk of the exciting stuff. So again, the mechanic is just tapping. So tapping does untap during the end phase, right? So any instant or once per turn instant, you can use your opponent's turn. During your opponent's end phase, it will untap. Other than that, we do have some new cards. Now, we will just go through them here on the actual database, but we will start with the treasure packs first and foremost. So each display contains a treasure pack. The treasure pack contains 3 cards, and it's significantly less exciting than what I would like, right? It is an absolute pain to collect, right? Unfortunately. But yeah, so 9 different map pieces that just look like a map of Wraith, it looks like, right? Gold slot, 3 different gold cards. We have our Gold Kiss Rum, we have our gold token, and we have our golden cog as the 3 cards. Now, they will be in basically different chase variants. So the gold token was stated to be the easiest, followed by the golden cog, and then Gold Kiss Rum. So, yeah, at least there's some diversity there, and they are still nice. Getting a whole bunch of the gold or golden cogs seems good. We don't know how Gold Kiss is generated yet. I assume it's going to be something to do with gravy, right? But, yeah, still exciting. 3 different variants for 1 slot. 9 just puzzle pieces as per usual, basically just buffers. If you like collecting them, you like collecting them. But then the treasure slot. Now this is the nightmare to me. So 14 cold foil commons, 49 cold foil pirate booties, 4 cold foil legendaries, 11 foil marvels, and 43 lost treasures. Problem that I have with this is it shifts everything to the box, right? More than I wanted. If it was just the cold foil commons, that'd be fine. But what it appears is the legendaries. So there's, again, a lot that we can dive into, but we'll go to our gold baited hook, right? So we have High Seas, and then we have our treasure pack. So my understanding from this is the cold foil is in the treasure pack. The rainbow foil is accessible through the High Seas as per normal, right? So basically, all the top end chase was moved to the treasure pack instead of the box, right? So loose packs, significantly worse. Now they do still have marvels, and I could be completely wrong, and it could be less overlap. But the fact that it's stated here is High Seas and treasure pack, although this is stated as rainbow foil, which is incorrect. Again, going off of the summary, but there's 6 legendaries in High Seas, 4 in the treasure pack. So I'd assume again 4 would be rainbow foil in High Seas, 4 would be cold foil in the treasure pack, and then 2 potentially would be reprints, right? Or 1 that does not feature as a cold foil, which is interesting itself. So, it could be both Inline Strike and Codex. But, that's speculation for another time. 11 cold foil marvels. These do appear to be different to the marvels that we get in sets, mainly being the allies that we've seen for Necromancer. Now, the cold foil marvels, we can place all 11 of them, I believe. So we have our Diamond Amulet. Now, there are 9 Marvel Amulets, 100 copies of each. I'm just going to get this out of the way and say it. Boxes, right? But significantly worse and just fabricated Destiny, unfortunately. So yeah, that is where my mind goes straight away with the stylization, and then 9, right? So only 100 copies of each. So they do, similar to the gold baited hook, appear in the set as well, at least according to the database, right? So if we scroll down, we can go, oh, not Gold Kiss Rum, that's the wrong one. There we are, Diamond Amulet, right? So again, High Seas as 190, and then High Seas treasure pack as our cold foil, right? As our Marvel cold foil. So we know that there are the 9 amulets, right? 11 marvels overall, 9 amulets. Then we have our harpoon to bring it to 10, right? So I believe we're just missing one. If I have missed what it could be, right? Gold, Gold Kiss, and Golden Cog are our gold. So yeah, nope. Poly. There we go. Yeah, so all 11 are revealed. So Poly, Harpoon, and then our 9 amulets. So the majority of the time, I would assume you're getting Harpoons, in all honesty. But really, there only being 2 choices is a little bit better. Again, it's the totality of this that worries me, right? The fact that there are so many cards to try and fish out. It's a crapshoot, right? And it can go either way. It can be highly sought after, highly exploited by people, unfortunately, or just this fun alternative thing. So yeah, we'll have to see overall. The 49 cold foil pirate booties will be copies of cards in the set, which is beautiful, right? It means, again, that you will have accessible versions, and then you will have highly sought after chase versions. So yeah, overall, interesting. Now, the lost treasures. So my audible to sort of speculate on it being reprints was, I guess, half, right? Could you call it half? So they're not reprints, but they are inserts of old cards, old Grail cards. So yeah, basically there are, 43 or 60. There's 60 cards thrown in there, which is curious by itself. We don't know exactly how many copies of each, but they appear at 1 in 1,000 roughly, right? And they're all, the majority are signed by James White. Personally, I'm not a fan of signatures on cards, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Pull a Heart of Faerendale signed. I'd probably just try to trade it for a Heart of Faerendale unsigned, right? So yeah, we'll have to see where people sit on whether or not they value the signed cards more or less. But still, the fact that you can pull these old cards is definitely nice. Again, they're not reprints, so they're not breaking their reprint policy. They're just basically divvying up James White's personal spoils, which is very, very piratey. So that's exciting nonetheless. But yeah, so two big chase elements, essentially. Our 9 Moxes, Marvel Amulets, right? And then our 60 old cards, / proofs, / unreleased, / first editions, / yeah, there's just a lot. Watch the video, right? Does a much better job explaining it. Now, oh god, we're at 16 minutes already, and we haven't really dived deep into it. I do want to go over the cards, so we're going to go over the cards. And then again, I'm going to sit down, do my normal research, and try to come up with a lot more sizable information. But, right, there's only a few. So we have Poly Cranker, right? I get it, but I also wish it was Poly Wanta Cranker, right? Right? And again, misspell it, do whatever you want to make it. Yeah, but still, Poly Cranker. Action, tap, banish this, return this to the arena under its owner's control. Unequipped, which is a very big distinction, right? Tapped, and then with a steam counter. So, this is kind of crazy, because it's reusable, and it's your crank establishment. So it becomes a priority for your opponent to destroy, meaning that essentially it puts Puffin at 21/41 life as well, right? Now, perched, this can be equipped in addition to a two-handed weapon, so we don't know Puffin's exact weapon, but my mind goes to Bankbreaker working for Puffin and being pretty decent as well, with this as a guaranteed way to crank and just prime that mechanic. So yeah, if you brick on an item, you can Poly Cranker, get it on board, it then becomes attackable by your opponent, but as long as it is maintained and sustained, you can banish it every turn and just basically bypass the requirement of you have to have cranked to play this or activate this, right? So yeah, very, very solid overall. Again, just think of it as a +1, because it will be a priority for your opponent to get rid of once you do take it off your equipment, right, and put it into the arena. Then we have Planetaire Aeronauts, right? The defending hero must defend with an equipment they control if able, which is already scary enough, but then we get to its thrice per turn instant. Tap a cog you control, this gets +1, and then if it's the third time you've activated this ability, destroy a defending card, right? So potentially a 2 for 9 tap 3 cogs that destroys an equipment. Or, at the very least, is shred. So, yeah, that is a very, very big and scary card once you get those cogs established. So, hopefully, it's a 2 will be where you probably sit comfortably at cogs, and then 3 is going to be a little bit harder. But, yeah, the payoff for cogs definitely seems pretty crazy, right? Then, we have for Gravy Bones, nothing, because it was revealed as part of the Armory deck. So, we do know currently that it is an exclusive for an Armory deck, right? So again, the Armory deck bottling certain cards for Gravy Bones, if I can even find it, is a little bit worrisome, shouldn't it? Yeah, there we go. I know it was way earlier than what I was thinking. So currently, we have our Sawbones Dockhand. Action, pay 1, tap, attack, or action, tap. The next time you or a pirate you control would be dealt damage this turn. Prevent 1 of that damage, so a little bit of protection for your other allies. And then we have the indication of how the CC/Blitz cards are going to work. So basically, in the Armory deck, you'll have 20 cards with this CC tag, and you just take them out and you get your Blitz decks, which means, again, there will be potentially 3 variants of cards, Rainbow Foil, CC Marked, and Normal for the Armory deck, which will be interesting, right? If you're, someone who wants exactly 3 of one variant. God. And then for Marilyn, we have 2 weapons starting off. So we have Red Spine Manta, and we have Hammerhead Harpoon Cannon. Both seem disgusting, right? So Red Spine Manta, action, tap, put an arrow from your hand face up into your arsenal, go again, right? So just a nice, quick, easy bow, no pay cost, and you just go nuts with it. What is the other red line bow? Red, it's literally red, yeah, it's redliner, right? So 0 cost if you have no cards in your arsenal, put an arrow from your hand face up into your arsenal, go again. So basically the exact same thing, but the very updraft. Right? Yeah. Then, the more important one, Hammerhead Harpoon Cannon. Pay 4 tap, your next arrow attack this turn gets +4, and then if it is a harpoon, it gets overpower, right? That is absolutely crazy. So, for instance, we have our two big harpoons that have been showcased, along with the Goldfin harpoon, and a pay for 6 dominate, have 6 overpower is good. Obviously, it's not insane. These cards, though, are pretty disgusting, right? So, new card, King Kraken Harpoon. 2 for 6, again, could be bumped up to a 6 for 10 with overpower, and then Go Fish. When this hits a hero, they choose and reveal a card from their hand. If it's a non-attack action card, they discard it, and you create a gold token. If you've activated a cannon this turn, instead, look at their hand, and you choose the card. So, potential being a 6 for 10, overpower, discard 1, create a gold token, right? That is a nice, big, scary harpoon, and you don't really need all the buffs that we see, for instance, with Azalea. Same with King Shark Harpoon, right? Just turning this into a 6 for 10 with the cannon activated so that you control the card your opponent reveals, right? Just to guarantee the Go Fish. They're definitely scary, right? But you will need to take a lot of blues with them to make them work, right? Then we have our gold baited hook. So again, comes in the treasure pack, comes in high seas. I'm pretty sure this should be cold foil, because again, they clearly stay as cold foil. Now this is also a very interesting card. Action, tap, your next pirate attack this turn gets when this hits a hero, steal a gold token they control, otherwise create a gold token, and then at the beginning of your end phase, if you haven't created or stolen a gold token this turn, destroy this. So basically, this being on board, 1 extra gold token whenever you land a hit is pretty crazy, right? Now, the best thing you can do is obviously maintain your hand and use it when you guarantee that you have an alternative way to create a gold token, right? And then it's basically just the added pressure. But there is so much value in the gold baited hook that it is really scary in just generating a whole bunch of gold for your pirate hero. So I do see this potentially being just run in all 3, right? Then we have our peg leg, which is similar to Red Mantra, just a draft reprint, right? So action, pay 3, destroy this, your next attack this turn gets go again. Now, we have time skippers, pay 3, gain 2 action points. Basically the same thing. Doesn't have the block value, but yeah, again, just feels like draft fodder. So I'd expect that these are one of the 14 cold foils of the treasure packs now. Not expressly stated, but yeah, I would expect just the 14 cold foil commons to be our draft card, right? Then, what else new? I think we're nearing the end. Yeah. All right, so Conqueror of the High Seas. Now, revealed 4 for Gravy, but it's not, right? It's a pirate action. So everyone can take it, Marilyn, Gravy, and Puffin. 4 for 7, starting off. And then when this hits hero, destroy all cards in their arsenal and create a gold token for each card destroyed this way. So 4 for 7, pressures Arsenal Disruption, and creates a gold token. Pretty nice. Then we have High Tide. If there are 2 or more blue cards in your pitch zone, this gets +1 and go again. So essentially, you've done a 2-cost card, which there are plenty that we've seen to work with, right? So for instance, we have our big game trophy shot, although functionally doesn't work, right? Because it's arrow attacks. For Gravy himself, there was no chart. The high seas is 0. Generally speaking, I would expect kind of easy enough to pull this off, right? They seem to all want to be in blue. So yeah, High Tide. If there are 2 more blue cards in your pitch zone, this gets +1 and go again. So works with Mech, right? Granted, whiffs with your boost, but I don't think Puffin's going to be insane on boost. I feel like she's just going to be a very cranky hero, right? So yeah, 4 for 8, pressures Arsenal Destruction, creates a gold token, and has go again. That's pretty scary with 2 resources left over too, right? If you're then going to something else. So double whammy, hitch 2 blue, conquer, and then command. Conquer, command, and conquer, right? Yeah. Very scary card. Again, appears in our treasure pack as a cold foil, right? A gold cold foil-ish. So yeah, the 49 pirate booty being just cards that are inset is beautiful, right? Definitely going to be a highly sought after chase variant. So yeah, just pirate, command, and conquer with a whole bunch of upside. Seems quite scary. Now, we have our Sunken Treasure. When this defends, you may turn a card in a graveyard face down. If it's yellow, create a gold token. So 3 block, create a gold token. It's definitely nice. Blue pitch ball, right? I think it's just solid. Just might get outvalued, right, by other functional blues. Still, though, you will want blues in all of the pirate decks, it seems. So, yeah, it being just a pirate card means all 3 can take it. We've already gone over our Diamond Amiga? No. I mocked it as a mox, but I didn't mock it for its effect. Now, 0 cost, instant, destroy this, gain 1 action point. So it is in that sense, a little bit better than Time Snap, right? Time Snap being an action, destroy this game too, right? I'm going to correct myself if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Time Snap is not instant. No, yeah, so action. So in other words, cracking your Time Snap would break the chain, right? Whereas this allows you to go from one attack to the other. So in that sense, I guess it's a little better. It still shares all the same downsides, right? No go again, putting into play, so it's not easily accessible, right? Just that little bit more functionality. So I don't think it's good enough to see play, right? The action point just to extend attacks. If you're big, it's not really necessary. If you're small, it's also not something that you're going to really easily want, right? And yeah, Time Snap doesn't see as much play. I don't think this is a variation of it that we'll see much play either, right? So it doesn't give me high hopes for all of the 9 amulets, but we'll have to see. Flying High. It is basically trot along, but I don't know. I go either way saying this is better or not, right? So next attack this turn gets go again, whereas Trot Along has the Trot Along. God, I need to just look up cards before I start saying, right? So yeah, same thing. Next attack, but has that 3 or less base power, right, to prevent its go again. So this being 1 less block, but the upside being it's any attack gains go again, which is already really, really crazy, right? Because again, comparative to your Diamond Amulet, this can affect really big things, and it also pumps them slightly, right? So yeah, this brings us back to like lead the charge in Captain's Call. So we might see play as a rare. So if it's red and you play the red, right, your red gets +1, yellow +1, blue +1. So yeah, definitely you can take the right color scheme for your deck. And yeah, any attack getting go again is always just a very, very high effect, to me at least, for shenanigans. So I do like Flying High. Changed my mind on Diamond Amulet, right? Because again, they functionally do something very similar, but this maintains the chain, and you know, you can use it as, I guess you can use it for Phantasm. It's just the issue of setting it up is horrendous, right? I really wish that items just had, I don't know, just go again, you can't use it the turns played. Something like that, right? Just to make them a bit more functional than what they are. Anyway, we also lastly have our Gold Kiss Rum. Now, we don't know how this is generated, but it is a token. Instant, tap your hero, destroy this. Your next action this turn gets go again. Your hero can't untap this turn unless they're a pirate, right? Which is interesting. So, at least I'm assuming it's untap because obviously the symbol has changed, right? And it's not just your hero can't tap this turn, which does make sense, right? No, never mind. We have a U, right? So I would definitely say that's untap, and then this is tap. So this will be a T, and this will be a U, right? So they can't untap unless they're applied. So potentially everyone has a way to generate this, and it's a onboard, just instant that you can use to give an action go again, which is even more crazy than the previous card, because it's either attacks or non-attacks getting go again, right? Which just, this is everything I want for combos. And I've just realized this has gone to 30 minutes. Oh, okay. Yeah, so much for a quick overview. But again, there's so much to talk about, right? I'm going to have to break it up and think about what exactly I want to go over. What's the PDF? God. Yeah, I'm finding more stuff. All right. Oh, beautiful. It's all the assets. Yeah. This is better, right? God. Gone are the days of just, cropping from the YouTube video. Anyway, I think we'll leave there. Gold Kiss Rum is just super exciting. There's lots of cards already for me that are just super exciting, pirate or not pirate, just for combo shenanigans. So I'm very much looking forward to that. What's your highlight from the keynote, right? And what do you not like so much, right? Let me know. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.